It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
What are you laughing at?
Yeah.
I'm all strangled here.
That's what I'm laughing at.
Welcome. You're laughing at my strangulation?
I'm laughing at the whole get up.
I got to wear these because I lose my glasses. I bought 6 pair of glasses plus this thing. And if I lose it now, it's all over. Welcome,
I'm looking at the whole
welcome.
thing.
What whole thing? There's
Your
only one
whole get up. You got going there. Get up and go.
thing. Oh, you being funny?
Yes.
Welcome to Brooklyn Cafe as they laugh at me again.
Dad jokes.
You know, they say that when you wear these, it makes you like Grandpa Jones. I am a grandfather, right? But I keep losing them. You know, they found my glasses in the tree, in a bag in the tree. Because the guy was taking the bag home. He said, oh, this is for me. What are these doing in there? Right?
Yes.
Then on Friday, I left them home. I took this place apart because I can't see without them. So finally, I'm going to put an anchor on them. And they laugh at me because I have these on.
Ever see that
How you
insurance commercial where they say, we can't keep you from being your parents, but we can give you the best insurance deal?
What's wrong with that?
But this is what I think of when I think of you with this whole get up and go situation. Sorry.
Really? Wow.
We got our good friend Danielle Boujon joining us on Marketing Monday right here at the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Seems like everyone's getting back to work. Kids are back to school. I hit the school zone line today. Took me a little bit longer to get here, but
Well,
that's
it's
how you
nice
know.
to see that Daniela's here because the mystery woman.
Oh my
What's
gosh.
it been, a year?
It's been a long time. Maybe
I think
more than a year.
that.
More than a
Yeah.
year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look how great she looks.
And she's like a
Thank
whole different
you.
person.
Danielle,
Unbelievable.
I'm more mature now.
More mature.
Yeah.
how long ago did we meet you? Like
She
5
finally
years
grew
ago,
up.
maybe, I think.
Yeah, I think around 5.
She's done all of our photo shoots, everything you see on marketing materials. We got to get you back in here to do another
Yeah,
photo shoot.
I'm all the way in.
The
gotta
last
do all
time,
that.
the
I'm back.
last time you were here, it was the toy drive you did, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For Christmas last year.
So that was last year.
It was last Christmas, yep. So it's over a year.
And there was so many toys. We were carrying all the toys out to her car. I said, "You're gonna need
It
a
was
bigger
nice.
car."
Yeah, they love it.
What have you been up to? What's happening in the
Well,
world of
just being
photography?
busy, yeah, shooting all over the place. The business is good.
What's your niche?
Marketing, no.
What type of clients do you work with?
Right now I'm doing like doctors, nurses, spas. Yeah, a lot of business.
So what are the doctors and nurses doing? Is it more procedures or patient care? Or
A lot of things like they doing hands-on, like little videos and photos of hands-on. They do videos about talking about them business, and they do like when the client comes and talk about the doctors, how the procedure was, and how they love it. They're doing those as well.
the testimonials? So
Yes.
you're taking care of all the video and photography content?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
Well, let me ask you: has business from last year to this year? I think you're selling trust. You're helping sell trust.
Yes.
So is that different for you, or you've? Oh, because I know you do pregnant women. Again, more trust.
Yeah, I always love marketing. So since when I start shooting, I always think that marketing and wise about the pictures, whatever I'm shooting. But for a year now, they changed completely to marketing. Yeah.
So they're
I'm still
investing.
doing the portraits. I'm doing the boudoirs. I'm still doing, but less, more business and social media.
What do you think businesses are looking for? You see a change in trends?
Yeah, the look they are doing is not like posing and anything. It's more natural and show like what they real doing, things like that. And even the headshots now, they like to bring themselves out more than just posing like I'm a lawyer,
Not the glamour.
Yeah.
It's funny, we were shooting a lawyer's commercial and I said, come dressed to do the commercial. And he says, well, sometimes we come in shorts and flip-flops.
Yeah, and they are requesting less Photoshop as well.
Really? They just want to be their
real,
authentic
yeah.
self. That's interesting, right? It's a whole
Again,
change of
but
demographic.
it's about that trust factor, and people will talk to Danielle. You know, you
Yeah.
meet her, and you sort of talk to her. She says, "I finally matured," because the last time we were at the hockey building,
That was fun.
she was running all over the place, and they kept saying, "Stop getting on the furniture." And as soon as they turned the corner, she was back on the furniture. But the interesting is, it looks like more people are taking their business more seriously. They have a different
Yeah.
concept of what they want to
Yeah,
do.
and direct to the social media stuff too. Yeah.
So they want to reach more people on a different basis, a different
Yeah,
look.
because everybody's on Instagram those days, so.
So it's the content that's building their platforms. And you're out there getting the content,
Yes.
which makes it a whole lot easier. Because even for us, when we're sitting here, we can't create our own content because we're here, right? So we can't be filming and doing. You need someone on the other side to be taking care of that content.
Well, the funny thing here is that Danielle, she has her concept and she has her philosophies. In here, we recreate the wheel. We go to a magazine, we go to radio, we go to TV. We're always constantly looking to plug in the content, but maybe we have to learn a lesson, the correct way of doing it, and bringing it down to social media, which is what Marketing Monday is all about. It's how to market yourself effectively, correctly, because not all the time more is better. Sometimes less and effective is the way to go.
And how are people finding it? It's working for them.
What?
It's working. You do
Yes.
some beautiful shots. I've seen you at the beauty schools. You've had models here. Sorry, guys, this
Yes.
is before your time. On the floor, you had these beautiful models sprawled out with all this beautiful jewelry on the floor. Do you
That was
remember that? Of
nice,
course, you
yeah.
remember
I
that.
don't remember that.
Yeah, it was right there.
They want to know why they weren't here. Exactly.
Slick was, look, his outline is still on the floor, the grease line that he left. They were all like all over it.
But you do a lot of beauty schools and beauty academies. What's happening in that field?
Yeah, it's cool. They teach the girls, right, how to do makeup, and they give them certificate to become like a very professional. So I become a house photographer for them. So I've been there like for once a week, just creating photos for them, art,
Wow,
which
that's
is nice
perfect.
too. I love it. Yeah.
Do you do weddings?
Not much, like small weddings.
You're more focused on the business.
Yeah, I have my crew that does, but I particularly don't. Yeah.
business shoots.
Yeah, I like marketing.
But you're great at the action shot also.
Yes.
Well, the business shoots are important because I think that now that January is here, you want to get off to the right foot. You want to try new things and stay with the old things that have brought you to today. But you always want to go out a little bit deeper on the deeper end. So hiring Danielle sort of takes away a lot of the question marks of what you have to enhance your business.
See, but I think it's different. I don't think business is even doing what it used to do as far as
No.
it's
And
totally
each client is
changed.
going to be different. You're not going to use the same thing for the same client, for all the clients. You have to, every client is going to be a different story.
But are we going to enhance what the client does or who the client is or a combination of both?
Both. Yeah.
Right,
You're
'cause
going to
your
take care of them
business.
business. You're going to run them business when they make money to pay you to run behind the scenes on the social media platform.
That's an interesting point. They make money to pay you, which is true because if you do junk and it's not effective, then you can't say, okay, give me the money. I mean, you're gonna get the money anyway, but you want it to be effective as much as possible.
Well, business is a reflection of you. So if you're going to grow your business, you're in essence growing you and vice versa because you are your business. You are the face of your business.
And what do you do, Danielle, when people tell you, I don't have the money. It's always this thing. I don't have the money. They call you, they sit with you, but they don't have no budget. What do you tell them?
Oh, I never run to the situation, but I will give them like a try on so they can get a start point. So you now start work with them after there.
And your packages are very reasonably priced. She's very fair. And people hire you every week to create content?
Yes. Sometimes weekly, sometimes every 15 days, and sometimes a month. Yeah.
Now, should a business be in the public eye every day, every other day? Do you reuse the content, or do you take the same content, put it in different platforms on different days?
Yeah, you can do a content and do different platform with the same content. Not like if you do TikTok, you cannot grab that video with the TikTok logo and post, and on Instagram that doesn't work. But you can create one content and post in different platform.
That's interesting. Tell me why the TikTok and the Instagram, if you use the same concept, won't work.
Because Instagram, they do have the smart computers. They will read the logo, and the TikTok is them competition. So they won't post. They drop your numbers down to the views. Yeah.
Oh, really? Did you know that?
That's why Danielle is the best at what she does.
I think well, she does it every day, too. That's interesting. I didn't realize.
Now, we
Yeah.
met Danielle at a pink party years ago.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
And I think she's moved to the west coast of Florida. But talk about an event, right? That woman had this event put together to the T.
What's the one we went to?
This
That we
was
had?
up at our old gallery.
Yeah, but didn't we go to somebody's store to do it as well? I think it was Danielle's friend. And we walked in, and you painted, and you drank wine. You don't remember?
Probably. I
You
don't know.
Drank too much.
But that's what we're working with Danielle on. And photo shoots and everything. Now, why have you turned more towards business than private clients?
Well, the marketing now is good because a lot of people doesn't have the time to create content. They don't have time to post and create like whatever they're gonna post on social media. And I always love marketing, so I'm happy.
And Danielle, how do you capture what they want to do? They don't have time to do it. So how do you capture them? Is it through your
Well,
camera?
let's say that I'm going to the doctor's office and he is doing procedures, and then he has a client that we shoot them, so I get on right when he's doing his thing, and I do all the content from there.
So you egg it
Yeah.
out little by little. It's funny, over the weekend I went to a restaurant, I was telling the crew, and the owner of the restaurant seats everybody that comes in. And you have to wait until he comes and he seats you. And the way he does it is very unique. He sort of wants to be your friend. Welcome to his house. The restaurant is like his house. And now you're part of his family. And he shakes hands, he takes pictures, he signs the menu, if you ask him. His name is Pedro Rencontro. And I've never seen that. I've never seen it in New York. I've never seen it down here. The food is to die for. But the whole marketing idea is different. He walked us out the door. And there were people waiting for him to be seated. Who does that?
Well, I think with business, it's changing. Businesses, a lot of businesses have closed. They didn't make it through the pandemic. They're not making it through whatever you want to call the economy that we have right now. It's harder. Food's more expensive. Staff is more expensive. So as a business owner, you're vested in your business to make it grow and go, as you would say.
Absolutely.
And another thing, people is like wasting a lot of time on social media. Like they are there all the time. You have your phone with you all the time.
Scrolling, right?
Yeah.
And scrolling and
You're on a
scrolling.
stop sign, you're scrolling.
Right? But how often do you see good content?
Well, I've seen a lot of good content lately, yeah.
When they're scrolling, but it gives you ideas on what you're going to create.
Yeah.
And how did you learn to do marketing? Because when we started with you, you were doing pictures.
Like I always like marketing, and when I went to college, I did public relations, and the marketing class was my favorite. So I think it's on the blood.
But
It's in the
you're
blood.
great at running your business. The way you deliver the
Yeah.
information, you represent who you are always.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got a crew that works with you only on bigger shoots. So when people hire Danielle Boujon Photography, they're hiring you.
Yeah. Now I have a drone guy too. Very good.
Oh, that's
A
nice.
yeah.
And what are you using those for?
Normally for boats, weddings on the beach. It's very nice. And
Nice.
sometimes they do behind the scene for me when I'm shooting outdoors. Like, yeah.
That's another thing. I've been asking that for weeks now, the behind the scenes primo before we go on the air. So I kind of like where Danielle is going. she's always been successful. I remember the hardest thing with Danielle was speaking English. And now
It's getting
she's
better, right?
My God,
And
you're
my
like,
80% of my clients is Portuguese.
I know, but your English is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And she was doing
Thank
her
you.
show, and she was doing it in Portuguese. But that was the toughest thing, was the English, the communication. But she found a way to communicate with you no matter what you spoke.
So our crew now hadn't seen your commercial because you haven't been here in a while. And they're going through our old archives and they go, who is this? What is this? And we said, oh, we got to bring Danielle in so they can meet you. But that commercial that they did with
That was
Dawn
awesome.
Book, who did the voiceover.
I still
That was
post
nice.
that. I still post that
You still
commercial.
post that commercial? And that's the value, I'm glad you said that, of a good commercial creation because the content is timeless. If you stay in your business, and yours is still shooting photography.
That was like 2 years ago, right? 3, I think. And I still use the commercial.
It's funny,
It's
the
a
radio
timeless
station
piece.
asked me, who is this? What is this? What the hell's going on here? Because it's a hot commercial.
It's a timeless piece.
It
But
is.
I think the idea
You see,
is,
I had the footage, so that's what clients can do. Send you the footage too, so you can create.
and
a
get the
nice
footage of what it is. And I think a lot of that content you may have even had.
Yes, most of them. It's my
Because then we put it together, because we weren't on those shoots with you. We just
No.
created the commercial and put it together.
It's a good
I
piece.
That's the
send you all the
value.
footage. Yeah.
Right? That's the value of creating a good commercial, that you will always be able to have that content.
And she loves what she does.
Yes.
Yes.
And she'll continue to bring it forward. How do people find you, Danielle, if they want to do business?
Oh, they can reach me out at 561-305-2241.
Say that again.
561-305-2241.
And there's also, you have Facebook and things. You have a website?
No, right now I have just Instagram. My Instagram.
Just the Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my full name, Danielle Bajan.
You look spectacular.
Thank
I
you,
am
thank
so glad
you.
you're here. We've got to set up
Thank
another photo shoot to come here in the studio, work with Danielle, and put out all that content, because her content is timeless. There are things that pop up that we can still use. There's pictures of us. There's video of the studio, although the studio has changed quite a bit since
I
you've
love
been
the
here.
new pictures. Yeah.
You like it?
I love it.
So more to come with that.
Maybe we have Danielle bring some of her friends from from right here up the street, the
The spa?
The Vitality. Yeah.
She's got friends everywhere.
We'll have a happy
I have
New
more
Year.
spas now.
She's got more spas.
I have like 5 spas. I'm working
So we
with.
bring the owner of each one, a franchisee of each one.
How's the spa business doing? Because you think there's so many.
Oh my God! Now there's so many new procedures that I never heard about. Not new machines, so it's non-stop. New lasers, new this, new that. There's a lot of stuff going on now.
Gotta love South
Yeah.
Florida, right?
Yeah.
The
We had to look
Brazilian
pretty.
community. That's why you look so good.
Thank you.
She looks fantastic. All right, more to come. Marketing Monday right here at the Brooklyn Cafe Show, January 10th. I cannot even believe it, right? Here we go. Here we go, Batman. Buckle up. It's time for season.
Okay.
And we'll be right back.
Known for his Art Deco Cubist style and compositions with dancing saturated color, Ken Bieberman has lived and breathed art his whole life. From the early 80s, he's influenced the Art Deco district of Miami Beach. Featured in numerous restoration projects, hotels, galleries, and clubs, Bieberman creates for everyday folks and celebrity clientele. He's also the proprietor of Art Repro, a giclée and scanning company in Pompano Beach. When it comes to scanning high resolution, size is not an issue. Professionally scanning art up to 10 feet and 64 inches in width, Art Repro utilizes state-of-the-art equipment. On quality canvas or paper, archival ink and printing mediums are put to use. Art Repro ensures colors are true and every nuance of the art is captured, including the canvas weave. Perfection is the priority. Contact artist Ken Bieberman today at 954-547-0095 or visit his website www.artrepro.net.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, We create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, we are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Le Sorel Restaurant, home of the authentic Italian tradition, offers a large menu that consists of seafood, steak, homemade pasta, brick oven pizza, and homemade desserts including a wide wine selection. We also have the best bar in Boca Raton with delicious cocktails, homemade limoncello, cappuccino, Italian espresso, brandy, and other specialties, open every day with a lunch and dinner menu. For more information or to make a reservation, contact lesorelrestaurant.com or call 561-235-5301.
There is no way to ignore it. You hear it on the news, online, from your friends and family. What happened to my money? Whether it got hit by falling stocks and bonds, with the coronavirus, shrunk by a floundering 401k with low interest rates, and is riding the extreme ups and downs of the stock market with political elections. Many Americans are worried about their money and how they're going to retire. Help protect your financial future now and call J.D. Mellberg for your complimentary book from a leading financial firm that shows you ways not to run out of money whether the market goes up or down. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that can protect your money for a lifetime. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits of annuities from hundreds of top-rated insurers, helping you to find ways to get up to 33% more income in retirement. That's right. 2 books, both absolutely free, for calling J.D. Mellberg. Help protect your financial future.
Call 877-643-3015.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
The moon, the stars, the sky. Come on closer, baby, let the lights go out. Yeah. We fall and then we rise. No more alibis, I wanna hide now. Yeah. Falling to me. Got the key, dancing to unlock me. Side to side, no, their fingers don't faze me. Crazy to say, but nothing gonna stop me. If I forget you, I ain't playing with you. I ain't playing with you. You should say what you say. Oh, come on, get it on. Come on, get it on. Close your eyes, baby, let me show you your love, your love. Come on, baby, let me get you close to your love, your love. Close your eyes, baby, let me show you your love, your love. Come on, baby, let me get you close to your love, your love. Show you, let me show you your love, your love.
As Josh says, you're killing
I'm
me
all
with
hung
that.
up here. Welcome back.
You're killing me with that whole grandpa outfit there. Actually, it's not.
What
There's
do you mean
people that
grandpa
hang out
outfit?
at the beach with
Would
the
you rather
croquis.
lose stuff?
They hang them to my neck.
Yeah. I'm going to take them off. It's just I don't want to lose them now. That's
You know what happened? I was putting all these things in my purse, and I totally threw my neck out doing all of. Ugh, I can't even move it. So you see, I have a small purse now, because the other things were just killing my shoulders.
It's so small I don't see it.
Exactly. Yes. Saturday night.
Wow, impressive.
Saturday night, January 21st, Space of Mind, Pub in the Hub. Come join the party, 7 till 11. I'm so excited. They have not done Pub in the Hub in 3 years. I can't believe that it's been that long already since we were there.
Pub in the Hub.
It was a great event. It is at Space of Mind, right on the corner of Swinton, across from Dada and First. It's a great homeschool. They've got a cute little schoolhouse, and then they have this whole entire community center where they run the high school, where they are putting in the community classroom kitchen project. Wait till you see this kitchen. With a full production studio, a kitchen, a venue to rent out. What Allie has created in her team at Space of Mind is just remarkable in itself.
What day is that?
It's Saturday night, January 21st at 7 o'clock. Get your tickets. Go to spaceofmind.com. Check out Eventbrite. It supports the Community Classroom Kitchen Project, which is opening up actually to 40 chefs from around the community. So the chefs can come, cook, create content, let the kids learn how to cook right on the line. I should bring Baxton and Bailey there maybe to do Cooking Up Chaos.
I think it's a great idea. I got to tell you, I just saw the logo, the new logo, because I've never seen it before for Cooking with Chaos. When did that come out? Because nobody informed me.
A long time ago.
Impossible.
It's been a couple months.
No way.
Yeah.
Braxton, there's no way. That new logo that came out for Cooking with Chaos is a cartoon character of you and Bailey.
Yes.
How long has that been out?
How long have you had your logo for Cooking Up Chaos?
The cartoon logo. Talking to that microphone.
Bailey made it about 2 months ago.
Thank you.
And I never seen it in 2 months. I think that's the nicest thing I've ever seen. I want T-shirts and caps and all that made of it. And
Yeah, like honestly, when you were talking about T-shirts, I was like, you know what? The Cooking Up Chaos logo would look very nice on a
You
T-shirt.
need an apron is what you need.
Oh my gosh, I could. Well, what we might be able to do. Bailey needs an apron. Because I got my apron for Christmas. Josh has his little apron.
yeah, but you
Bailey-
don't have a Cooking with Chaos.
But what I
apron.
could do is I can order one of those things that you can solder or iron onto the apron. And I can solder or iron the logo of Cooking Up Chaos onto the apron.
We're not going to solder anything. We're
No,
gonna,
we're not
we can
s-
do an
it's
iron
just a
on.
heat-
Look.
Yeah, like a,
Not even. Don't let him iron
A
on.
heat transfer is what we'll do.
We sell cooking aprons, and we
yeah,
can put
Cooking
the
Up
logo
Chaos
on.
apron. It's buy
Yeah,
your
we
Cooking
make
Up Chaos apron today.
Unbelievable. I can't believe you guys had that done.
We have a lot of things
And
that,
nobody showed me.
there are so many things that we have in the board, transitions and things that we haven't used in a while that we need to bring back out.
Also, Josh, where are the transitions, the lower thirds for the shows coming up?
Just look at the red circle.
What is that?
That cup we should not be showing.
Yeah, I was trying to. I saw that this morning, and I didn't want to say. I didn't know if I should say something.
Why?
You should always say something.
I didn't know, but
It's a Cooking with Chaos mug. Thank you very much.
No.
Not for the children, not at all.
Tune in to Call Me Zena today at 3 o'clock. Sally hasn't been here in a minute, or as they say. So she's going to be in. So many questions. If you've got questions for the 2023 year, what's happening in the world? You know, we're right in the middle of this full moon situation. Did you notice?
Yeah, I saw the full moon.
It is beautiful outside.
It's a little bit far.
So I have to ask you a question. So I do a lot of my grocery shopping online.
Do you?
Probably 99.9% of my grocery shopping online. But I have to order from multiple places because they don't all have the same thing. So then I did my paper goods and all my Walmart shopping online. So I go to Walmart last night to pick it up. I'm not going to go in. I drive up. They take a little while. They put the groceries in my car, and I get home, and there's food that's not mine.
Oh, no.
There's food that I did not order, which means I got somebody else's groceries as well as my groceries. So
Were there
my
Oreos
question
in
I
there?
posed to my production team, do you return it to Walmart or the grocery store and
First
say,
of
oh,
all,
I'm so sorry,
you
this does
can't-
not belong to
No,
me?
you cannot return it.
So you keep the groceries.
You have to. Because they're
you can't
just going to
return
throw
them.
them out.
So you keep them. You
They
don't
can't
alert them
take
to
them. They
anything.
can't take them in.
So hence the extra thing of cuties. But here's the other thing I got. I was thinking of Baxton because I kind of thought we could do a whole episode of Chopped with the things that I got that I don't use.
Oh.
Did you get anything good?
Well, matter to be decided. So I got an extra bag of cuties,
Okay.
a container of strawberries,
Okay.
a container of Parmesan cheese.
Oh.
I also got a liquid egg white carton container of liquid egg whites.
Okay.
And then I got 2 sausage situations.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You know how they come in the casing and little metal things on the end and it says sausage patties.
I know exactly what we're going to cook.
Should I bring them in for you?
Yes. We're going to do an egg white frittata. We'll put a Parmesan cheese and the sausage inside of it. That's one thing.
He's using
He's
one.
on it.
is it on?
Is your mic on?
Yeah, I got A1. The frittata with the Parmesan cheese, the egg whites, and the sausages. And then I'd probably take the cuties, cut up the strawberries, and make a little fruit salad on the side of that. Bada
No,
bing, bada boom.
put the
Wow.
strawberries with the egg whites.
Wow.
No, you don't mix fruit and
You
eggs
do. You put it on top when it comes out. I've had this, and they put the cheese on it. It's delicious.
Okay. You need to watch out when you say that because for some reason I thought you meant mixing it
No,
in
not
with
mixing.
the eggs. That would be disturbing.
On top. On
So,
top.
so you like,
Well, what you could do is you can do the frittata with the sausage and the Parmesan cheese, and then you can cut a bit of strawberries, peel some of the cuties, and put some of it on top. Bada bing, bada boom. You got yourself a whole breakfast.
look at that. Some groceries that you did not know you needed. I knew Baxton would have an idea. Have you ever used those sausage patties where you cut them? What do you cut it up and you pan fry it? You know, it comes in like a roll.
I do not use those. I like the green white ones, so like the chicken and the maple.
Those are good.
I don't remember what it's called.
But you could chop
But
these
it's-
up
Yeah.
and put it in the egg whites and put it in the microwave.
Yeah, the
Voila.
chicken.
You would like them, right? So I should bring it in for you
Voila.
guys tomorrow.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's one sausage. I do not know the name of it. I know the packaging, but it's chicken maple apple sausage, and
Wow.
it's the most outstanding. There's actual little pieces of apple inside each sausage.
Look at the
One
camera,
of the
Baxter.
most outstanding things I have ever had in my entire life of cooking.
We need to get you a sponsor for Cooking Up Chaos.
Yeah.
A food sponsor. You had approached someone had approached you
but
about
then
it.
They never got back to me. They said that they'd reach out to my mother, but
Why don't you just call them?
No, let's
I
just
don't.
call them.
I don't know their information.
Yeah, but we got
They said
we got Snoop Dogg over here. She finds everything.
Cooking challenge tomorrow.
tomorrow, me and Josh for Cooking Up Chaos, we're gonna do a chicken parmigiana showdown, not a slowdown, a showdown.
How are you cooking it?
I am making. Well, we're gonna cook it at home,
Okay.
and I'm gonna bring it here. Josh is talking up such a big game with his store-bought Prego ragu sauce, and he says, You know, my chicken parmesan is just as good as Olive Garden. It's like Olive Garden. It's Olive
That's
Garden.
tomorrow's episode.
Yeah, it's the chicken parmesan slowdown, and Beatty will be the judge.
Here's what I think. Chicken parmesan seems to be like a first date guy cooking go-to meal.
Never did it.
You use it on a first date? Like, oh, come on over, let me make some chicken parmesan and fettuccine Alfredo?
Like, for me, food is like the language of love. You know,
Oh, really?
You make the homemade sauce.
You and
with-
Josh are in love.
Ah, da, 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 da.
That's
I never
actually-
said that.
That's what you just
A
said.
new segment we got coming out with Josh and Bax. What are we calling it? Step Brothers Hit the Road? I
No,
don't
no,
know.
no. 2 men in a car. That's what Josh is
two
calling
men in a
it.
Yes,
car?
2 men in a car. We should bring it back. It was
They're going
great.
to. Baxton's going to create the intro.
I'm actually creating it. I'm creating it as we speak.
Wow.
You guys are going to go on the road, get some footage, do some interviews.
Yeah. And like I think it'd be fun. Like I almost see it as like a Drake and Josh type moment when we always talk over each other and make each other annoyed. I see that for some reason.
Where do you think your first stop's
Braxton,
going
talk
to be?
into your camera. Don't look at us. Look over there. Look
I don't.
over there.
Hey Josh, where we're going on the first episode?
Look over
You
there.
said Dunkin' Donuts.
Braxton, look at the
Oh,
camera.
that one.
Thank you.
That one. You said Dunkin' Donuts, right, Josh? Ooh, we're gonna go to 7-Eleven and get slushies.
Oh, that's
what we're gonna
hilarious.
do. Yeah, yeah.
I love it. And Katie, I got a new place for you to go. There's a new cookie cupcake location right here on the corner.
What's it
So
called?
we're heading over there today after
It's
1.
brand new. Do you know the name?
Yes.
Or she knows the name. We'll tell you off the air.
Yep. So I spoke to them today. They said come on over after 1 o'clock. New location. It's a franchise, and
Oh, we have to go over there.
the Texas pedestrian, former
What is
intern.
that? Texas pedestrian.
When you're walking across the street, do you always go to a crosswalk?
Yes.
No.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. What do you mean sometimes?
Never.
Like I like one of those. I'm one of those people that I see them driving all the times. That like in the middle of a busy intersection, then they just run for it.
No, I don't
Okay,
do that.
Thank God.
And what if you're with somebody else and you say, go, and there's someone like me who is left on the other side of the sidewalk? The person who says go
behind.
is all the way on the other side of the street.
Don, did Freddie ever leave you behind at a crosswalk?
Never.
Okay, good.
I don't, because I already know in my head she's not going to make it.
Oh no.
So I have to wait for her.
The
I
little-
never
the little
use.
guy turns green
I
and
ne-
then you run.
No,
I
you
never-
don't run.
You run before it gets
No,
to zero.
no. What you do? You walk you do a brisk walk. When you run, you freak people out.
I
Yeah, but
never.
If it's counting down and
Okay.
it's getting to 3, 2, 1, you want to run so you
But
don't
like,
get hit by a car.
if it's getting to 3, 2, 1, you wait and then you press it again
No,
for
no.
the next
no,
one to
you
come
go
up.
make
No.
it. If you're
No,
in a
the
rush,
No,
funny-
it's dangerous.
Okay,
The,
guys, hold
the
up.
funniest thing is when they run to the yellow line. So you're gonna you're gonna do the Rocky and you stop at the yellow line. Meanwhile, now the traffic has you like a sandwich.
No, Chuck's is like, go. So Saturday we're in Delray, going to
He
the
said,
Green
"Go?"
Market. And he says, well, we don't have to walk to the crosswalk. We can cross right here. And he goes, there's cars coming. I think we should. And I look at him and I said, what does...
What was that noise?
Thank you. I said, what was that noise? And what does that mean? Does that mean
You're gonna go.
you're going or you're not going? Does not give me any indication on what your thought
That's a
process
2-second
is.
timer.
And by the time he did his click clack, the cars were
Oh, Lord.
He did the click clack.
like, what is that noise?
Yeah.
And I said, that really doesn't help me in what you're really thinking. We had
Next
to go to
time I need to
crosswalk.
cross the street or do anything with my good friends, I'm just gonna go and they'll just look at me like I'm a lunatic.
That was pretty much Saturday.
Linda doesn't cross the street with me because I don't do crosswalks. And I'll hold my hand up and make people wait. And they can toot all they want. There's no difference because
So, okay, here's the thing. So, if you're walking across the street like that, and a car
look at the camera.
hits you, whose fault is
And the
that?
car hits you?
Yes.
Well, let me answer this, Batman. When you're driving a car
Batman?
and there's a 7-car pileup, what's the first thing you say? I didn't do it. Same thing. I didn't do it.
But here's the thing. Whose fault was it? Is it the guy who's not supposed to be crossing there? or is it a car who should be paying
The
attention
law
enough to see that?
stipulates that you should be in a public street, not a highway, going the mile per hour. Because
Pedestrians
that is
first.
done, pedestrians always have the right of way.
Even if they're jaywalking.
Even if they
No,
a
you're not allowed to be jaywalking.
Yes,
If you're jaywalking,
yes,
you're in the wrong.
Yes, let me tell you why. Florida doesn't have cross streets everywhere. Some people don't even have freaking lines. Some places don't even have lights. You ever drive and you go, what happened to the lights?
Oh, God.
What are you supposed to do? You're gonna wait for a pedestrian crosswalk?
Follow the moon. Follow the star. Look at this car.
Whose car is that?
That's Josh's car.
That's not Josh's car.
That's Josh's new car.
That's not his car. You look in the parking lot, it's a completely different car.
It's a Mustang.
That is not
What
his
is that? A
car.
Charger?
I don't know what.
That's a Super
69
Sport.
Camaro.
69 Camaro. That is the car right there. But no, I never take a crosswalk. I don't because I don't have time. Gotta go.
So you
Amen.
just stay.
I don't
So
know
you
what
pretty
that
much-
is, but
So you
never
pretty
heard of
much
that.
walk across the street and hope an act of God stops other cars from hitting you.
Oh, you're gonna stop.
These are certainly things that make you scratch your head and go, what are you supposed to do? But there are some great events happening right here in our community. You should check them out.
Apparently, the South Florida Fair is going to be going on quite soon.
South Florida Fair is coming up.
Do you know if you talk to Mayor and
Nicole?
Nicole,
Nicole?
we may be going and putting a booth up there.
Really?
I'm still waiting for the information from the
Maybe we'll see
powers that be, Nicole
At the South Florida
and
Fair?
Mayor.
Maybe you'll see Alana there.
Maybe we'll see Alana there. Probably so.
We
She
should have called Alana because she has an inside track to the place.
She's got to crown the new Miss South Florida Fair, whenever that should be coming
Really?
up also.
She's got to crown a new person kissing the pig.
Why is there a dinosaur?
Because it's
South
Josh
Florida
on
Fair
board.
Dynamite, January 13th through 29th.
We should call. Call her.
But the crew is actually thinking of some more marketing ideas, but I'm excited that we're launching our marketing arm of the Brooklyn Cafe Show. It's a side of the company that we used to have a few years ago. Then things got a little hokey crazy, but it's a side that needs to come back because it's true. Businesses are changing, and you need to amplify your impact and change your business to what's happening.
It's funny, when I went to the restaurant on Saturday night, right across the street, there was a BurgerFi.
Okay.
And it says, amplify your BurgerFi. It's their new logo. So I said to Lynn, I says, I want to go and talk to the manager. And I says, listen, you took my Amplify idea.
Everyone's talking about amplifying now.
Everything's ampla this, ampla that. Even the way Braxton drives.
Now everyone is totally changing things.
Did you say even the way Baxton drives?
Yes, it's
Why?
Amplify. I want to get a license plate that
He did
lights
this for
up.
my show. He put a. Do you see the screen? He put a mustache on me.
Let me see. Well, look at that.
He did this on my live show last week,
Hey, Josh, can I have a mustache too?
and I couldn't do anything about it. This happened last week, and I couldn't do anything about it, and I had to like sit, and I was like talking
Freddie's
about something
going now.
serious, and I had a mustache on me. And it
Freddie
was-
has a mustache now.
So I was talking to a friend of mine last night. She's in Texas. She's helping me do some things for the wedding. And she says, I don't get to watch your show all the time. She says, but I watched one of your shows that I loved. She said, there's a man and a woman, and they were connected in their past lives. And they wrote a book
Lynn
about
and
their soul
Louise.
connection. And she
Yeah.
says, do you remember who that was?
Yeah.
And can I please have the link to their book? She said,
Lynn and
because
Louise.
it's something I always was interested in, which is kind of cool.
Who told you this?
She's a woman who's helping me plan part of the wedding.
Who's that? Does the woman have a name?
Susan, yes.
Oh, that doesn't work.
She actually lives out there. She's from here, and she was just fascinated by their whole book and their whole concept of creating past lives.
It's funny, sometimes on Saturday morning when I'm doing some film work, I'll listen to a show that we've done, and it's really funny. And then Linda will be, she's doing work and she's listening to me laugh. She says, boy, you find yourself really entertaining, don't you? Now that you did this with Chuck, then you, that.
Because I'm thinking, if you told your kid, okay, we're going to cross the street when I say go, and you go, and so it's supposed to
I'd
know
be
what that means.
afraid. I would never say, okay, kids, we're going to cross the street when I say go. That sounds like a travesty waiting to happen.
I think
grab
some
their
new
hand and
rules
you go.
passed in Florida that you are no longer allowed to jaywalk. Not that you were ever supposed to either, but I think it's illegal now.
So
to do
you will go down a half mile to find one of those cross things where you
Yes.
have, and your building you're going to is right across the
If
street?
it means keeping your children safe, then yes, I would do it.
I pick them up.
So a couple weeks ago, we went to meet the kids for dinner. This happened on a Friday night. In Chelsea's building, like the crosswalk is where the camera is, Chelsea's building lets you out here. So instead of going to that crosswalk and across Federal Highway, Mr. Chuck asked me to walk all the way down a half a mile to the next traffic light, cross, and then come all the way up.
Get
we were
outta
15 minutes
here.
late
I
for
ain't
dinner because
doing
I was
that.
walking down
Of
up and
course.
across Federal Highway.
Okay, he don't have to walk with your shoes.
And my shoes, right? Instead of, oh, let's just go right here to this crosswalk.
Not me. I'd say, Getty ready. You ready? Zoom, zoom, zoom. Linda says, you're crazy. You're only crossing this car's coming. I says, okay, we'll do it your way. And then 20 minutes later, you want to try it now? You got to go.
That's kind of what happens. There you go.
What is that? Josh! What is that?
This is what happens when you put Josh on board. He's gonna put weird pictures up and just expect you guys
What
to know.
was that?
That was
Josh?
good. That's
was
a
the
jump,
point?
that's a jump shot. The kid over the fence.
Catch the baby over the fence. All right, let's take a commercial break. More to come.
What?
888-994-4995. You ready for some marketing tips?
No, we got to talk to Texas, who came back from Texas to find out what's going on in Texas.
All right, we'll talk about that. We'll be right back.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Meet Jay Harmon, one of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery. Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like people, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40 plus works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
What would you do if you had a broken bone? You'd go to the doctor and use your insurance, right? What would you do if you had a serious problem with drugs and alcohol? Most people do nothing until it's too late. Your insurance can help you get clean and sober with the assistance of a place like the Detox and Treatment Helpline. Many times treatment is fully covered, so why not use your insurance to treat your addiction problem just like you would if you had a broken bone? And with the Family Medical Leave Act, you're allowed by law to take off time from work, and your employer doesn't need to know the reason. So there are two good reasons. You've got insurance you can use for your addiction problem, and with the Family Medical Leave Act, it's completely confidential. Call us right now and save a life.
Call 855-350-4504. That's 855-350-4504. Call 855-350-4504 now.
Want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call, because the best prices are not online. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner. Call today and get the best price on your next flight, guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
Artist Rosie Sherman paints her passions to share with everyone. Expressing herself through bold and vibrant colors, her suggestion and style are always in flux. Inspired by travels, nature, romance, and the human spirit, Rosie makes sure her depiction of women are strong and proud. Her landscapes illustrate the changing seasons in the diverse world that we live in. To find her artwork in the multiple medias you can purchase, visit rosiesherman.pixels.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Good evening. And we're back. That's
What do you
good.
got here? You got some exciting news coming out. Good thing.
You having trouble there, Freddie?
Phil Tarano. So our good friend Phil Tarano is texting me about the new Little League field where he played. He's going to bring it back. He's going to have 17 Major League Baseball players. He's going to have a podcast studio on premises. It's going to be a big facility. And I said for him to come on in and join.
Where, in New York?
Josh. No, here in Boynton Beach. But it's a big it's a big shout out. Maybe we can have him come in this week and talk about it.
That is so funny.
And it's nice to see him. He's Mr. Baseball, I used to call him.
He's sitting out by his pool.
Yep, he's
watching
watching
the show. Hey, Phil, it's been a long time since we've seen
It's been
Phil.
a minute, yeah. Well, he's been busy, but I'm excited. He's going to bring his baseball players into the park. The people that he represents, I think there's like 17 of them. And I think that'll add a little luster to the deal as well. And it's funny, Phil, because we've had a couple of new people come in. They're talking to the boxer. What's his name?
Floyd Mayweather.
No.
I feel like we're doing charades right now.
What's his name? Mike Tyson.
He's killing me.
Bringing in Mike Tyson. Yes, because you're making fun of my glasses. I know. Mike Tyson.
You know, it's the glasses and the thumbs. I feel like I'm in like Grandpa zone.
Mike Tyson. I spoke to Mama Ali over the weekend. We got Phil walking. So it looks like Josh is going to have some friends on his, what's it called, a 2-minute show now? We're going to change it from Bird Talk.
He was going to call it 2-minute warning.
2-minute warning.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
It's not copyrighted, so we can certainly use it again.
We're going to be bringing in some sports fanatics. But Phil, if you're watching, I invite you to come down. I'll give you a call after the show, and we'll hook something up, maybe on a Monday, so you can do both.
That'd be awesome.
It'd be fun. A lot of fun. A lot of good stuff, because today is Marketing Monday.
Marketing?
Marketing.
Oh.
What is it with you?
Marketing
Open
tips.
both ears. Marketing Monday.
I was actually looking at some content over the weekend, and I was watching someone says, do not ever stop creating content. You know, people leave social media and they go, oh, sorry, I'm leaving for 2 weeks, and they come back and say, hey, I'm back. So this marketing woman says, it really doesn't matter whether you come back or you don't. Nobody really cares that you left for 2 weeks. No one noticed that you were gone for 2 weeks, but you need to keep creating content. And if you know you're going to be gone for 2 weeks, schedule your content to air. Because
Yes.
people aren't going to say, oh, wait, Freddie and Katie, she's been away for a month. I haven't seen her content. I can't wait for her to get back. It's like people are out of sight, out of mind. You need to constantly be creating
And
content.
where was Katie? Katie was in Texas, and she still did some Stress and Decompress.
Did you stress less and decompress?
I did.
Yeah.
I can't believe you were actually gone for a month. I kept waiting for you to say, I'm coming back. I can't take it. I got to come back. I got to come back.
That's
3 weeks.
That's not her power. That's not her power. She has to stay.
Yeah, I already booked my flight, so I couldn't really.
Yeah.
It would probably cost
Period.
more to
With a T.
Period with a D.
T.
With a T.
Period. Period.
And Braxton also
What is
went.
that?
Braxton left for 3 weeks as well. And
I left for 2.
I think he was gone for
Pardon
2.
me. Yeah.
Well, you weren't on the show for 3, and Josh filled in for you.
No, it was 2.
It was 2.
It was 2.
That was a while ago, I think.
Anything new happening in Texas that we should know about?
Like
big happenings, new things in Houston.
How was the parade?
Parade? What parade?
The World Series parade.
I wasn't there for that. I
For
don't
the
think.
Astros.
I think that was before I came back. I don't think there's really anything new. We went down to Galveston for New Year's Eve, and it's been a while since we've been to Galveston, and it's obviously not anything like beaches here. The water is just not clear. Let's just say that.
That's the coast, the Gulf.
I don't know, but it just.
Well, it's full of oil.
So we went there for New Year's Eve weekend, and so we went to a place for lunch. No, wait. We were there for 2 nights. So the first night we went to this restaurant, and down there it's not like nice restaurants, but we're not expecting. Yeah, that's
Is that
what Texas
Galveston?
looks- I don't know what
That looks like
is.
Austin.
That looks like a carnival.
That's Houston?
Is that like a carnival?
That's freaking
Oh, is that the
amazing.
rodeo?
The
That's
rodeo.
very cool.
That might
Have
be
you
the
ever been to
rodeo.
a rodeo, Katie?
Where's
Yeah, I've
this?
been to the rodeo.
What's it like?
That's Houston.
That's
I think.
amazing.
Isn't it like home with a breakfast taco or something like that?
I don't think
Wow,
so.
you're from Houston, right?
No, I'm from Brooklyn. But you're
Yeah.
close. And my daughter's from Dallas. Close again.
Well, we went to this restaurant, and there was just little issues with like day after the next. That we had to. It was kind of gross.
What kind of food is Houston known for?
I feel like
Is it Tex-Mex like everywhere else in Texas? Or different?
I feel like. I mean, this is not like really food, but I know like the Texas Roadhouses. I feel like that's popular, obviously in Texas, but I don't know if there's like I guess like barbecue.
Texas barbecue everywhere.
Texas
Yeah.
Roadhouse here originated from Texas, from there?
Probably.
Probably.
Oh, I love Texas Roadhouse. I can imagine what it is over
With
there.
the bread, that thick bread that comes
Yeah.
buttered, right?
Everything's thick. The steaks are huge. Everything.
You know, everything's big in Texas.
Oh, it's funny. I was in a pool one time, and I met a couple from Texas, and she says everything is big in Texas, and she was like big.
Oh, I thought you gave me like a whole
Buzzer.
Seinfeld moment. I know. Buzzer.
No, and then I looked at her with
Where's
my
the
eyes
buzzer?
crossed,
Baxter, can you get
and
me
I
the
said to
buzzer,
her, "Really?"
please?
And she goes,
It's yeah.
"Hey, Ralph, her husband. That guy was like 6 foot forever."
Does Texas accept Houston as a city?
It's the biggest. It's one of the biggest cities. Okay. Yeah.
They're known for their breakfast tacos?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know that?
I looked it up.
And there you have it.
There you go.
He is known for
Breakfast.
the food situation.
Well, he's a big chef, this guy.
Well, let me ask you
Chef.
a question, Baxton. How can we market Cooking Up Chaos to a different level?
I think we should do it two of us. One where I teach children to cook and one where I teach adults. I think that'd be interesting.
But what is it about your show that you're trying to achieve? Like, what is the mission and your purpose of Cooking Up Chaos?
To make cooking fun and creative again, like the goal of this show is to not get children to watch the show and follow the recipe verbatim. The goal of the show is for children to watch what we make, get inspired by that, and make something else themselves and be creative in what they do. And that's why we always say, be creative. If you don't want to add a certain ingredient, don't add it. Replace it with something else or do something like that, because we're not looking for children to follow into recipes that are set in stone. I hate recipes.
Well, you know, studies show that when you have your kids involved in the kitchen, cooking and helping you prepare food, they will eat more than if
Yeah.
they were not involved.
Yeah, like,
Even if it's vegetables, because they have this ownership of, do you want to choose the broccoli or the cauliflower
Yeah, that's
Baxton
what my
for dinner,
parents
right?
always
So
did.
whatever they choose, they're going to eat.
Mhm.
But you make the choices that they're all good choices.
yeah, like we were also doing, I was cooking so much, like, and I think, like, and it doesn't seem like a chore to me anymore. That when I get home, my parents are always spoiled in a way, because I'm always making them scallops and gazpacho and a chicken parmesan, and I made eggplant parmesan for the first time, and I make the ravioli and the linguine, and it's
I'm coming
you
for
know,
dinner.
It's fun.
All right, let me ask you a question about eggplant. Do you soak it with salt first, or do you not?
For the eggplant parma, what we do is we do the egg batter. We whip it up, maybe a bit of Italian seasoning in that, and the egg batter. We let it soak in the egg batter. And the trick to making a good eggplant parmigiana is to cut the eggplant thin, because nothing is more disgusting than a raw and
Chewy
bitter
piece
eggplant.
of eggplant. That's why
And
I asked if you
also,
soaked it. Okay.
the trick is, and I do this with the same thing, and I know people are going to get freaked out when I tell them this. I have my chicken a smidge on the raw side when I take it out of the fryer. So when I put the cheese on it and I put it in the oven to melt, it doesn't get overcooked. It's perfect, because the chicken was still a little bit raw when I took it out of the fryer. And by the time it cools down on the rack, because like the chicken doesn't stop cooking right when you take it out of the oil. It continues to cook by the residual heat. And then you melt the cheese on top, and by the time you get it out of the oven and it cools down to the proper temperature, you will have the perfectly cooked chicken parmigiano that's moist, succulent, and tasty.
Use the thick or the thin?
I do it very thin.
What about
'Cause
Josh?
As nice as thick chicken breasts are, they are like a gamble, because one part of the chicken, the thin part, could be perfectly cooked, and then the thick part in the middle can be raw as a stoplight, and you just cannot tell. And that's why I like to pound. I don't pound it paper thin, but I like to pound it thin till at least where it's even, so I get an even cook all around the chicken breast.
He's making me hungry.
I'm just listening to
then-
that little roar to, I don't know about all that.
No. Okay, listen to
And
me.
then he puts the cheese
Then I
in
put
and he
the
remelts it.
chicken in the oven with the cheese on top, and that melts for about 10 minutes. So by the time
First of all, you can't put cheese to melt. It's not going to last 10 minutes. It's going to evaporate.
Well, 5 to 10. Whatever. You
The
put
cheese
in the
on chicken?
mozzarella
Not
cheese.
even 3
You
minutes.
put the mozzarella cheese on top of the chicken breast. And like, it doesn't have a set time. It could be 5 minutes, it could be 2 minutes. All you have to
I
do
get it. Hey, it
is
must be
watch
good.
it like a hawk.
So that's
And when
tomorrow's
it gets
episode?
That goldenly brown, almost caramelization on top of the cheese, then don't make me come in there.
You know who that is, right?
Noodle Man?
That's from Seinfeld.
Seinfeld. Me and Josh have an argument, because I do not like Seinfeld. I'm a Full House kind of guy.
No, this is a
Get
great.
that off the screen. Get that
established
garbage
that.
off the screen.
That's a great show that they had. That was a great episode. It was
It is
well
a
known.
good show,
It was well known.
but
as
it's
bad.
not as good as Full House.
All right, so tomorrow's episode of Cooking Up Chaos is
The chicken parmesan showdown.
Chicken
Bailey as the
Parmesan
judge.
Showdown.
It's gonna be interesting.
And my homemade sauce.
Now, did you ever cook something that you taught your kids to make?
I'm sure.
The one that you remember? I guess not. I guess not.
One thing I remember this very vividly, that my dad would teach me to cook. He doesn't eat it anymore, but I remember this so vividly. It was steak. He would what? You laughing?
No.
You need more water?
Someone's laughing in there. He's a hyena in there.
That's Josh.
Yeah, but
So he told you to make steak?
yeah, but like he was very just vivid about it. He would say, okay, you season it this way and you season it that way and you put it on the grill for this amount of time, and because of him, I can cook a really outstanding steak. I really grill it. What I end up doing is I put a bit of oil in a hot cast iron pan. To get the good caramelization and the good char on the steak, it has to be cast iron, because it keeps that residual heat very well, and it gives it a really nice even sear on the piece of meat.
Texas, do you cook?
I do sometimes.
What's your favorite thing to make?
Puppy chow.
No, I threw that away.
Oh.
Oh my God, I still had some left over from the break, so when I came back, it was like in a container, so it was like fine, but I threw it away.
There's a puppy chow running around here that, for some reason, Josh won't let you eat it.
Why not?
I think it has too much cinnamon in it.
There's no cinnamon in it at all.
No, it's not that bad.
He
Come
put
on,
cinnamon
man.
in
You're
it.
talking about, but there's no
I
cinnamon.
made puppy chow,
Oh, you
and
brought
Josh
some in.
thinks no, I
They
made
made
it on
it on
Cooking Up Chaos,
And they
Josh
dropped a
thinks
pound
it's
of
too
cinnamon.
dry. It is a drier version of puppy chow, but it's to die for.
Yeah, you could die, all right. I had one piece and I was drinking water for 3 days.
No, it wasn't that dry.
Rice Krispies.
Exactly. The
No!
ASMR on
It
that,
looks
yes.
disgusting.
I like cream of wheat. Cream of wheat was my cereal.
But it doesn't make
Can
noise.
we bring
It doesn't.
the sugar back? Like, we're going in the wrong direction.
Cream
Snap,
of
crackle,
wheat.
pop.
Cream
Do
of
you
wheat.
like your cereal soggy or do you like it crunchy?
No,
Crunchy. I eat cereal with no milk whatsoever.
Cold milk or hot milk?
No milk. I just literally eat dry cereal.
Well, good. We've got a box of it in the back. All right, we're going to take a commercial break.
I like it soggy with hot milk.
Hot.
Yep, you put the cereal, the hot milk, and the banana. You haven't even tried it. It's delicious.
More to come. Let us know how you eat your cereal or your chicken parm. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
I think that's what.
Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios. Call us today at 866-224-5422, for no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen. Let AMP2 TV help get you there.
Stephanie Jaffe is a world-renowned artist who creates one-of-a-kind pieces. Using a keen sense of color and composition, her vibrant collages and mosaics integrate eclectic elements such as vintage keepsakes and fine china with blown glass and fired clay to create whimsical arrangements. For more information about her work, come down to the Brooklyn Cafe TV studio or go to stephaniejaffeart.com.
Welcome to Lost Harbor Spirits, a world where pirates inspire our spirits, treasures remain undiscovered, and flavors are infused with the essence of mysterious voyages. The distillery became one of the few women-owned craft spirits production sites in the U.S. From our award-winning spirits of vodka and rum to delicious gin, we're always coming up with some new and exciting flavors to keep your cocktails delicious and fresh. Contact Palm Beach Distillery at lostharborspirits.com to take a tour or purchase your favorite spirit at your local liquor store.
Has someone in your family lost a job recently and now you can't afford your mortgage payment? Or do you have a rental property and your tenants aren't paying you? We can come to the rescue and pay you cash for your home immediately. Yes, sell your home and get cash all over the phone without dealing with real estate agents or having to waste time showing your home to lukewarm buyers. You don't need to lose your house to foreclosure. If you have equity in your home, we'll buy your home and give you cash within days, all in a simple over-the-phone and virtual process. Call now before your situation gets worse. Sell a home you can't afford or just need anymore and get the cash you need today. Call this number now.
Call 855-348-5925. That's 855-348-5925. Again, 855-348-5925.
Tax audits, tax liens, wage garnishments.
Every day we hear stories like this about good folks who are simply struggling to pay their bills. Each of them are living a frightening IRS tax nightmare, and they are afraid it will destroy their lives.
I'm a divorced single mom, and my ex-husband left me and the kids with a lot of unpaid bills, including unpaid taxes. I was really starting to show my stress on my kids because the IRS had sent me a letter demanding a huge payment from me. I couldn't afford it. So then the IRS was threatening to garnish my wages. I'm already living paycheck to paycheck. That would have put me over the edge financially.
It truly seemed hopeless, but then a friend at work told her to call the tax relief line.
The people at the tax relief line, they told me about something called innocent spouse relief. They worked it out so that all of the taxes from my ex are not my problem. I don't know how that works, and I don't care. All I care about is that I don't owe the IRS a dime, and they are not going to take my paycheck.
Even if it seems hopeless, you should call the number on your screen right now. There is absolutely no cost for the call or the consultation. You are under no obligation. If you are worried that the IRS could garnish your wages, seize your assets, even take your home, call us right now. The Tax Relief Line is here to help you. Now, you have a knowledgeable, professional team of tax experts that are ready to negotiate with the IRS and fight for you to save you money. The Tax Relief Line's professionals have successfully negotiated thousands of cases, reducing and sometimes even eliminating the tax debt for their clients. It's very easy to get started. Simply call the number on your screen right now. You don't have to live in fear anymore. The call and the consultation are free.
If you served in the Marine Corps, by now you know about the contaminated water problem at Camp Lejeune. If you were stationed or worked at Camp Lejeune from 1953 to 1987, you probably have a lot of questions. We have some answers. You could be entitled to compensation. Billions of dollars are being allocated to pay for damages to anyone stationed at Camp Lejeune during that time. Unfortunately, it appears that officials may have known the contaminated water problem existed and did little to protect their men. The Semper Fi code was not honored. If you or someone in your family has developed a serious illness, including various forms of cancer, call this Camp Lejeune legal support line right now. You can't turn back the clock and change what happened, but you can certainly call right now and learn your rights as a Marine. Here's the number.
Call 855-993-2180. That's 855-993-2180. Again, 855-993-2180.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
Every spoken word has the uncanny ability to tell a story. Let your story be told on National Podcast Day, because everybody has the ability and the right to be heard. And the Brooklyn Cafe will support you every step of the way.
Nice job, Baxton.
Very nice.
Very nice. National Podcast. I can't wait to see their first episode of Two Guys in a Car.
I can only light a candle, that's all I can say.
But I like it a lot.
I wanted to ask Texas, is your mom in Texas or she's here? We should bring her in so we can get the mom's perspective of
Good luck
having
trying to get her to Florida.
Well, she could come in on a VMix.
Getting Katie, you mean what it's like to live with Katie for a month?
Yeah.
My friend last night, I saw my friend last night, and I don't know what I said, but I said something, and she was like, how do your parents live with you? I'm like, I don't know.
So what's changed in school this coming semester? What do you have going on?
So it's very different than last semester. It's more of, they're all kind of different. I have a class on Fridays that's for the whole semester. That's normal. And then I have these two other classes that are, I get like one of them's till like March and the other one's till February. Like it's all around. But I mean, I've only been to one of my classes so far, so I'm not gonna say it's bad or good. But yeah.
So now you've got class on Friday. I didn't think Lynn had classes on Friday.
Well, Lynn, like.
Lynn have classes on Friday.
Well, I think that some Friday classes are for like iPulse. So my class on Fridays, it's advanced multimedia journalism, but it's basically within the iPulse category. And so I think they're going to split us up into different groups. Like one group would be podcast, another one would be print, like writing, and then another one would be broadcasting. So usually they let us choose or make a selection, then they put us into groups, and then you kind of move around, and you get to write articles.
What time is that class?
I think it's 3 hours. So I can't wait, but I think it's from 9:30 to 12:30.
Nice.
So I'll still be here for the rest of the day. So
It's the funniest school. With her in school is such an adventure. Have you ever seen any?
And it's every 4 weeks it changes again?
I went there too,
Yeah.
so.
Did you go through this?
Yeah, I did.
Changes like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember my junior year was when things really started to change, and it took some getting used to.
They must have done research and studies and polling of figuring out why to do this versus scheduling versus the traditional regular class Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday.
They started it because of COVID, but now I don't know why they still keep going on with it.
I think one of the main reasons is, so when I came into Lynn, that's when COVID was kind of beginning. And so I obviously went into college not having the regular system of, going the full semester. And so I think that the freshmen that came in for COVID, I guess they just liked having the 4 weeks. And they're like, oh, this is easy, which is, it's half and half. It's like, it's a fast, it's more fast paced, but it's like if you have a math class, you get it over with quicker, I guess. But apparently some of the professors have their opinions too. Some of them like it, some of them don't. So they do send out polls to the whole university asking if we want to continue with block scheduling with the four blocks or not. And I think it usually either gets tied up or the 4 blocks usually wins. So, but everyone's like 50-50 about it. There's some people that are like strongly against the 4 blocks. We had a whole discussion last block, and they were talking to the professor, and they're like, oh, we don't like it. And, they're like, we're doing the best we can, So, I don't know.
Interesting. Do you wish you had done things differently in college?
Yes, but I was young.
Yeah, you were like 16.
I was 16. It's funny because I had just played football, and my football coach was going to NYU. And when he saw me, he had this conniption. He started screaming in the middle of the street. So it's a good thing he didn't get arrested. He's picking me up. And, I can't believe you're here. And I was looking at him, why are you here? And he went to school after he finished coaching. He went to NYU to study. But I was young, man. I didn't understand. To me, having the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times under my arm with a briefcase and a raincoat was a big deal.
How to succeed
on
in
the A
business?
train. No, it was just pomp and circus. There was nothing going on. There was a lot of me going to the school, but a lot of the school wasn't going into me, if you know what I'm saying. So the first year was a wash, man. I was like, this is college? College, the first thing they told us is always ask why. The moon is there. Why? How do you know it's there? Yeah. Find out everything about you and question everything. Because they told me, you're here to find out who you are with school.
Didn't we just talk the other day that you're not supposed to ask why now?
Different concept. When you go to college, you're going to find out high school and college are 2 different worlds. Mm-hmm. And you got to find out who you are. See, nobody prepped me for that in high school.
But you were young, though.
Because I think college, you're on your own.
You're on your own.
There's no real parent or anything to see what homework you have, see what you did on the assignments. It's just all up to you whether you want to do it or not.
That's right. They're gonna get paid one way or the other. Yeah. And I had a hard time with one of the classes. I went to talk to the professor. He says, "That's your business."
Would you consider being a professor now an adjunct professor?
A junkie professor?
Adjunct, which means you work, but you work at the school part-time.
I would love to be.
You may go in and teach a class.
But I would do it completely different.
Well, that's my next question. What would you teach and what would you do differently?
Everything I learned, yeah, go ahead.
What would you teach?
No, he would just make...
No, you go, tell me.
No, I was just saying,
I would love
that idea.
They would love for you to teach, so what would you teach?
Me?
Yeah.
I would teach it all about real deal. I say, you want to go to school? What am I teaching?
What are you teaching?
What am I teaching?
What's the class?
Media arts, media, TV, radio,
and
whatever.
This is not a trick question. If you could
You're tricking me.
I got 2. I would teach either civil rights / history of the Americas. That'll be one class. Mm-hmm. And then my other class would be just graphic design, like beginning graphic design, teaching Photoshop, Illustrator, after effects, stuff like that.
I took a class of philosophy at NYU. And I argued with the professor. Because she's telling me the philosophy of the city was called the class. And I said to him, well, that must be in your world, because in my world in the South Bronx, it didn't exist like that. Well, Freddie, you have to understand. I have to understand whether you're teaching me something that's not true.
So you would teach history, you would teach media?
It depends. I teach anything, but whatever I'm going to do is I'm going to take them into the city. I'm going to take them to whatever I'm learning, whatever I'm teaching.
That's a
Like
good
when I
idea.
took an internship and I got a job at the precinct, at the 4-4. And I went, and I was there, and I stayed there for 3 years, right? There was a lady professor. She says, Santori, can you show us what they taught you? And I said, no. Well, I want you to arrest me. How do you do it? I said, you don't want me. You don't want me to do what I learned. And she says, yes, I want you to do exactly what they taught you. And I said, I can't remember her name. Please, let's just move on. No, we're not moving on until you do this. Okay, so I grabbed her by the back of the neck and I slammed her into the wall. I pushed her waist back, opened her legs, and I put her head against the wall and I screamed in her ear, you're under arrest. And if you eat 1 inch, I'm gonna eat your brains out. But this is the way they teach you.
What?
Let me tell you why. When you have somebody who's a bad guy, what are you gonna say? Excuse me, let me arrest you? No. This guy is looking to take your head off, or woman, it doesn't matter what it is.
I don't think it's like that all the time.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you something, my friend.
in a
When you
whole
work
other
in
state
the
of mind.
Heights, which is where I was, cocaine capital of the world, there ain't many nice guys there. I wish Irving was here. Irving would show you how to arrest a person.
I was thinking about
I
that.
was
Someone through
nice.
the
I
window?
used to wall on her. I could have thrown her on the floor and put her in a pretzel the way they taught us.
Do you know
I didn't have a gun.
Oh my God.
Do you know your whatchamacallits at least?
My what?
Miranda's?
Yeah, the Mirandan
Of
rights.
course. It was in my hat.
I'll see.
Yeah. No, I don't know now.
Oh,
This is going back 17 years. But anyway, she starts to cry, the teacher.
I wonder
Well,
why.
you put her through a
running.
window.
And they cleaned her up, and I sat and says, Teach, I told you. She says, I can't believe this is what they taught you. So she calls my sergeant. And he says, well, maybe he exaggerated a little bit. He knows I didn't exaggerate. And I said to her, you want to ride in the police car? Watch some of this stuff. Bro,
How
there
old
was
were you when you did this?
I was 20. Now, when I went into the police car, I went on a call. No, when I was walking with Corpy, my friend Corpy and me, we were big guys.
You were a big guy then.
Big guys. And we went out, and there was a domestic call coming at us. And this boyfriend and girlfriend, and he was slapping her around like a hockey puck on ice. So I'm not going to stand there and let that happen. And the guy looks at me, he says, this is a domestic dispute, has nothing to do with you. Now, Corpy was a little bit crazy. He says, no. So Corpy charges this guy, he charges him, he bangs him against the stairs. I bang over my nightstick, turn him over, and the cops come. And that's it, we're done. We had to fill out 100 pieces of paper and reports and everything else. But look, it was a domestic call. What are you gonna do? You gonna wait till this guy beats you up? Because he was hot. He's ready to rock and roll. And there was another call we had, same thing. I didn't do nothing. I left. I translated. I left. That guy didn't look the same when he came out. But you got to understand something. Back in the day, when you don't have a gun, because auxiliaries didn't have a gun, you got to defend yourself. I asked her not to do it. And she ended up getting the hard part of that whole thing.
Hello,
How
look
you
who's
doing?
here. Wow, married lady. What did they say, Sadie, married lady?
She looks married.
Just saying that
But it's funny because after everything that's going on with violence and everything else with the cops and everything else, nobody likes to admit to police. They call it police brutality and everything else, but that's one of the reasons I think. Oh, and I got to meet Mr. Sweeler from the Guardian Angels. And we used to walk with him as well, from the Guardian Angels. We made sure that he used to make sure that we didn't get hurt either, because there was a lot of them and only 2 of us.
All right, let's take a commercial break. I'm going to set Sally up actually in a different chair. Hang right there. More to come. We've got our in-house psychic medium, Sally Bernard, host of Call Me Zena, in the studio. So give us a call. Get ready to give her a call. Let us know your questions for 2023, and we will be right back.
Creative, enchanting, whimsical, artist Gina Bella is always creating artwork based on real stories and emotions, expressed through Italian papers, paints, flowers, metals, and clay. Her feelings and stories come to life. Complete with glittery diamond dust over paintings and pottery, Gina Bella is always creating new pieces and commissions. You can find her work in staging homes, family Christian bookstores, New Jersey boutiques, and the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery, where she offers personal guided tours of her latest art pieces. Gina can also be found hosting weekend art camps, where she teaches adults and children pottery, painting, and jewelry. For more information on Gina Bella and her art, contact livinglifeartfully@gmail.com or give a call to 954-857-5444.
Coffee News is a fun, family-friendly weekly publication provided free to restaurants, coffee shops, and waiting areas for customers to enjoy. Grow your business today through the power of effective, affordable advertising. Coffee News is an active marketing medium specializing in the ongoing weekly promotion of your business. This builds awareness for your company so you become known as the leader of your industry and develop brand awareness so people think of you first when they want your services or products. Maximize your visibility and achieve outstanding results. For more information on Coffee News, contact Sunrise Coffee News at mail.com or give them a call at 954-951-7870.
Ever needed a good read? Maybe a book to keep your mind off things. Frank A. Ruffalo is an internationally known author and accomplished screenwriter. He's written many successful novels with amazing stories. Fiction adventures like The Lady of the Harbor, The Trihedral of Chaos, Gabriel's Chalice, 10048, and many more. For more information, visit www.frankaruffalo.com or you can find Frank Ruffalo on Amazon.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solutions Center. With your insurance, you may qualify to get a new CGM right now at little or no cost to you. By wearing a small remote device, you can immediately reduce the painful finger sticks. They're accurate, easy to use, and help you make better diabetes treatment decisions. If you take insulin 3 or more times a day or use an insulin pump, I want you to call right now and take advantage of our free shipping offer.
Bright, bold, beautiful. Audrey Omart creates artwork pieces that make a statement in any room. Using ethically sourced material, these handmade artworks are made in collaboration with divine higher power. This unique method gives vision, passion, and energy to every piece. Find Audrey Omart's work at the Brooklyn Cafe Studios or audreynow.com. Audrey Omart, art that opens the heart.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solutions Center. With your insurance, you may qualify to get a new CGM right now at little or no cost to you. By wearing a small remote device, you can immediately reduce the painful finger sticks. They're accurate, easy to use, and help you make better diabetes treatment decisions. If you take insulin 3 or more times a day or use an insulin pump, I want you to call right now and take advantage of our free shipping offer.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back.
And we're back.
I guess I gotta turn this like this. There's a lot of stuff up here.
We got a lot of stuff going on.
No, I'm not putting that mask on. That is one scary deal, that mask. And that mask, I seen it is in 300, the movie 300.
I don't know what it's from.
Yeah, the Spartan movie, the 300. Look it up.
No, that's not that good.
I'm telling you.
I don't know.
Where do you think that's from, that mask?
Doom.
Doom?
Yeah. Or like
Doom?
A supervillain called Doom or something like that.
No, this is, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to prove it to you guys.
But we got Sally back.
Yes, I'm going to wear the mask.
I don't like masks.
Sally, no, you don't like masks? All right, don't put it on then.
But it's all right. I do want to see it. But
So you're back. We'll show it to you later. You can wear it on your show. So you're back from your honeymoon.
I am.
And you're back from being married now, what, 2 weeks?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
We're counting the days.
How do you feel?
It's only been 3 weeks?
I don't, yeah, 3 weeks. I think it was 3 weeks. I think 3 weeks on Sunday it was.
Wow.
And how do you feel?
The same. You know, I just keep looking down and see I've got an extra ring on my finger. So.
Steve is happily still married?
I think so. He's out of town right now. You know, it's good maybe to have that little break. We've been together since November.
I was going to ask, have you been together this whole time?
Yeah, because he actually was working in town, so he has not been out since
In 2
November,
months?
the end
Wow.
of November.
And they're still married?
We're still married.
It's a good thing.
I think, well, yeah, the ring is still there.
The ring is still on her finger.
It's hilarious.
I have to tell you, your wedding was so beautiful.
Thank you.
It was so amazing to meet your whole family and
Yeah.
to see your granddaughter and to see Steve's grandson and
Yeah.
really, really nice.
What do you think of Sydney? She's adorable.
Oh, she's adorable.
Yeah, she is, yes.
She's built just like you.
Yeah, yeah.
So sweet.
Yeah.
How was the honeymoon taking Sydney?
Oh, it was fabulous. It was fantastic. She kept thinking, am I in the way? And I said, no, not at
Aw.
all. I'm glad you're here.
You guys started, you went to Epcot
We went
first?
to Epcot. We went to Epcot, and then we went to Animal Kingdom. God, it seems like so long. So we had a good time. It was freezing cold, which I know it was very cold here too, right? Yeah, it was very cold.
It was
in
cold here,
Orlando.
that's right. You guys
Yeah,
were there,
yeah.
and even north it had to be freezing.
It was freezing. Of course, she wanted the pictures with the sunglasses on and the T-shirt. I've got this thick coat on. So she's showing all her friends, I'm in sunny Florida with big sunglasses. It was cold, but that's what they saw.
What cool grandparents to be
Yeah.
able to go to Epcot and Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, yeah, she loved it. Yes, yes.
That's
So she had
amazing.
a
You
good
hadn't
time.
seen her in a while.
No, since what happened. Yeah, no, but she's doing good. Her boyfriend didn't come because he had to go back to work, but she just wanted quality time with us, which she had.
She just adores you. It's so nice to see that.
Yeah, she's lovely girl, lovely, growing up beautifully.
And what a great personality. And she's been through some stuff also. And to see her
Yeah.
that happy is so
Yeah,
nice
yeah,
and refreshing.
yeah. I mean, she's still sad over certain
course.
things, but she's an amazing lady, and she's studying psychology, which is great. So.
And the wedding, the honeymoon.
Yeah. So hopefully I'll have her wedding maybe. I don't know. Maybe in a couple of years.
Wow. But your family was fantastic. The wedding was beautiful. Ebony
you.
did such a nice job.
She did very good. Yes, she did. Yes. I haven't spoken to her since the wedding.
I spoke to her this morning as well. We're
Oh.
working on something with Ebony.
Right,
Hopefully
yeah.
we're going to see how it fits in.
She did great, even with everybody signing the thing that she got together. We didn't ask her to do that. She did a few things on her own, which was beautiful.
It was a beautiful wedding, and everything was fantastic. And now here you are ready to host Call Me
Now
Zena
I'm
again.
back to where I was before I got married.
So I want to ask you, it's been a new year. We haven't seen you since December. 2022 is over. As a psychic and a medium, we're going into a whole nother year.
Okay.
What do you see happening?
I see a lot of changes this year. This is what I feel. I feel that more people are going to become aware of what's actually going on. I don't want to be negative, because I'm not, but many things have to change, and I feel that people are becoming aware of that. We're very vulnerable as a planet, and I've been noticing that recently with the extremes in weather and everything. And it may be a good thing because people are waking up to the thinking that, it's time to change a little bit, especially looking after our planet. And I think more people are becoming aware of this situation. This is what I feel. I mean, I've had nobody's actually told me this, but I feel that very strongly.
You think change for the good?
Yeah, change for the good, but they've got to understand what's going on. And I feel we're beginning to start that process. And mainly, I feel that Mother Earth, if you want to say, is telling us, because so many things are going on with the planet. The weather has just gone crazy, extreme weather. And people will sit back and think, well, we are vulnerable. We are vulnerable as a planet, as a people. And we need to wake up to that process.
The weather, the change. It was like in Frank's book on Gabriel's Chalice. We've got volcanoes now that are erupting again in Hawaii. There's a lot of things that are happening.
Certain things. And, you know, we've had these things over the years, but it seems more that they're coming together all at once now, which is time for us to take note. And I hope that, you know, unfortunately we have to go through this negativity, but I hope that the change will occur. I just don't know when, you know. It's sooner now than later.
What do you see happening with businesses?
Again, I think because of COVID, and I think COVID had a lot of, changed a lot of people from working at home, from doing many things. A 4-day work week, I think, will come about. I mean, just getting that information, I do, because I think that we should take time out a little bit to relax. I'm seeing that. Although I worked very hard when I was working, and Steve is still working, but we do need time. Not just us. Everybody needs that little bit of time, and a 4-day work week is good if that comes about.
To regroup. I mean, you work crazy hours. You're here till 9 o'clock, 5 nights a week.
It should be 6.
No, because you need to regroup.
Now you gotta understand something. There's work and then there's work. If I was digging a ditch, 6 days a week would be a lot. But I don't do that. I have staff. I have good people. Like I charge up the hill and go get them. And I believe as you get older and your clock is ticking, you get as much done as you can. So work never bothered me. My father always told me, you work until you can't. And sooner or later, you gotta hang up your cleats. And you can't do it anymore. And you better be ready for that change. So I'm not afraid. 4 days a week and a 4-day work week will never happen with me.
Well, you're in a different type of business, Freddie, and I feel that too. I love what I'm doing here, and I'd love to continue doing this and be on the air.
Until you can't.
But until I can't. But I'm doing something that I love, and that's different.
But everybody should do something that
they should. But they don't.
But they don't. And I think that the change to come about is to find the love of what you want to do. I could write a book on the amount of people, we're just talking about that this weekend, the amount of people who look and say, I want to do this. And then on Sunday they go, I can't do it for whatever reason.
Right.
Every excuse in the world is brought forward. I can't do it, distance, time. You know, everybody runs out of time. Everybody has to look at time balance. Everybody. So don't use that as an excuse with me, because I'm just going to look at it as an excuse.
I agree. I do agree with you. But, you know, maybe with a 4-day work week, the people that have been working, that work really hard, let's say in factories and many places like that, will take time out and then begin to see what they really want to do. It'll give them time to think about it. Working can be fun. To me, this is fun. And what you do is fun, but there are many people that don't find that to be so.
But you have to create an ambiance of fun. You know, workers in the factory. I used to run a union, and I had over 46,000 workers, and I used to go to these different working mills and see the conditions. And I asked them, bring in speakers, bring in music, a lot about what you see today. Bring it, bring it, bring it. Because I needed to uplift what they were feeling. I mean, you're sitting at a machine going like this, 8 hours a day. I get it. You know, your mind goes to Google bananas. Even Google said they had to change the work environment. You've seen some of the movies and stuff. There's always a different way.
Well, maybe that's where the change will come in with the factory
I
life,
hope so.
you know? I mean, something, I don't know what changes, but whatever people want. And they feel that the environment would be better with music, which of course it would be, uplifting. Maybe that's when they'll...
But look at what you do. You know, when we met you through somebody else. When we met you, and look at you, you've taken this to another level. Because anybody and everybody that comes in here, they don't leave.
No.
They want more. They want to hang out more. They want to, until they leave the place. And then they fall back into reality and says, oh, you know, look at the time. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to go here. I got to go there. Everybody has somewhere to go.
Right, right.
You want change, you got to go get it. You got to make it happen. And I'm not talking about negative change. I'm talking about a positive change. And by positive, I mean that everybody gets to enjoy the change. Don't make it that it's a Nazi situation where I'm the king of that. No, man, that don't fly. But go for what you want.
Well,
You want to
maybe
be
the start
happy.
is to have programs like this to make people aware that they need to change.
Honey, I can give it away and they won't take it.
Well, maybe just one person, and then it'll carry.
It's because Sally hasn't been here in a while.
We had Danielle
No.
Boujan.
I feel it too.
Danielle Boujan came in, and she's a photographer. She's the official Brooklyn Cafe photography. 8 years we've known her. We knew her when she didn't speak English, and we put her on the air. And I translated. I said, don't worry about it. You speak whatever you speak, because she's such a lovely lady. And we did this thing for No Place for Hate, right? What was it, ADL? And we go down to the hockey arena where there's 21,000 people, and the Brooklyn Cafe shows up on the scoreboard. And we did a show down there, and then we went upstairs, and we must have had 1,500 people in that room up there. And you look at her now, and she whispers in my ear, you taught me this lesson to go get what you want.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And look at her.
Beautiful.
She's one of the best in Florida. One of the best. And you're gonna see her next Monday if you're here.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I'll be here because my show is on Monday.
which is good.
Yes, yeah.
One of the best, because she went and she got it. Look at what Phil is doing for this park. And he's a busy guy. This guy's going to different places all over the world for the baseball classics and everything else. But he took time out to say, hi, I want to come down and do a shout out. Maybe do it on Josh's show. Just take advantage of the fact that if you actually want and you love what you do, it works.
Totally agree with you, and that's what I've been doing. I mean, I'm in the latter part of my life, and this is why I will continue to do this. It needs to be told to people so they start to think about what it is. And if they don't have that time and they're so busy working, all I'm saying, maybe a 4-day work week may not be the answer, but you just give them time to think a little bit of what maybe they could do to make a difference, because it's like a ripple effect. As you said with this lady, hopefully I'm making a difference with a few people.
But you are.
So this is what
I've talked to the people you make a difference to.
Yeah, and that's what I plan and want to do. I don't even have to know the outcome. That's okay too. It's just to know that we are spreading what we feel it's positivity. It's positivity.
Good breeds good.
Yes, it does. Absolutely.
You did the
yes.
show, and I know that you had some loss. You lost your daughter. I understand the tragedies of all this. At the end of the day, you got married. You're on your way to another adventure. You look fantastic. You got your health. And that's good breeding good. If you think positively and you act lovingly, you're going to get all that back.
It pays off. I mean, I'm not doing it necessarily for that, but I don't like negativity in my life anymore. There was a time when it was there, and I think that breeds positivity. The more people you talk about, they may not feel it at the time, but just a little word sometimes can change somebody's thinking.
That's
I don't
right.
know.
A little tap behind the lake.
That's why we need more of Sally, so I'm really glad that you're here.
I'm glad that I'm here
What
too.
about what you do? Do you love?
I love spreading the word, actually. I love to make people feel good. I know that they're within, I don't know who I'm talking to if I'm on the TV or a radio, and that's okay too, because I don't want to hear the negativity, but I feel that I am making a difference somewhere in someone's life. And, you know, it's not, yes, money is important, and of course I can't say that I don't want money, but it's not all about money. It's, as you go along, you make what you need. I'm certain of that. So I love what I'm doing. I mean, I was in sales for many years, and I had a lot of humor in my sales, and people used to say to me, you're so funny. They didn't always buy from me, but they would say, we've just had an amazing, entertaining afternoon. And I also want to bring that into the show too, because I think comedy and entertaining is good.
Absolutely.
So I want to combine that in my show. That came very much to me in a message, actually, because
Excellent.
I can do it. I had practice doing that. So, yes.
Excellent. We have
So
to
I think
add
we
some
changed
more.
some things for 2023 with Call Me Zena.
We should. And it's funny because a lot of people say, oh, you know, who's listening? Who's this? Who's that? I remember when I went to bury my mom and I came back home, the Jewish League, what was the name of that league?
The JCC?
JCC handed me a check for $1,700. Now, they must know her because I'm not Jewish. They don't know me from Adam. But she handed me that check. It says, we want to help you out to bury your mom. And I said, wow. Now, if I didn't have the show, if I didn't do all the stuff that we do and everything else, they wouldn't have known of me. Because people lose people every day. I mean, you went through this as well.
Right.
So sometimes you don't see what it is you're doing, but the ripple effect is always constantly there.
Yes.
That room where you got married had nothing but good spirits in the whole place. Everybody loved it. And they were very happy for you. I mean, that's really what life is all about, man.
It is, yes. But we so often overlook some of the things, which, and I mean, I'm guilty of that. I wasn't who I am today, maybe 30 years ago. Had a lot of problems and it showed, but where did it get me? I came here and I put a smile on my face, and hopefully I've been smiling ever since.
And now look, you're recently married, your
Yes.
granddaughter's lovely,
Yes.
you've merged two families.
Yes.
A few marriages between you and Steve, but yet
Yeah.
you've brought everybody together.
Yes, absolutely.
Which
Yeah,
is spectacular.
But now the counter goes to zero. You forget about...
Start over?
Yeah, you forget
Yeah,
about all
yeah.
those whatevers. Now
Right.
it goes to zero because all you have to work on is what you can control, and that's today.
Right, absolutely,
All right.
absolutely.
You have people coming in today?
I don't actually. Oh, yes,
Lynn.
Lynn is coming in. Yes, Lynn will be here.
All right, more questions.
Yeah.
All right, so if you
I
have
haven't
any
been doing
questions-
this for a few weeks. I'll need a lot of questions.
It's okay. It's like the bicycle. You fall off, you get back up.
Yeah, I know.
You look fantastic. Well, welcome back.
Thank you. And I
Tune
love
in
it.
today, 3 o'clock to Call Me Zena, hosted by, are we still Sally Bernard or
We
Sally's?
are. No, I didn't change my name.
We didn't change it. All right.
Wow.
Just checking how many
Because
things we got to change.
People know me as that name.
That's true.
Yeah.
So call in with any questions you have for your life, for business, for romance for 2023. 888-994-4995, Studio A. We're going to wrap this up.
Wrap it up.
Marketing Monday. Let us know how we can help market your business with our new marketing arm of Amp Media Productions. Stay tuned. Have a great afternoon. We'll see you at 3 o'clock.
Marketing ideas coming up. Just start seeing them tomorrow. Don't be late.
Bye-bye.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.